Most guys don't put nearly enough thought into paint colors, and it shows. You don't realize how off it feels until you're stuck in a room that feels like a poorly lit basement or a cheap motel. If picking a paint color feels like deciding what to order at a fancy restaurant, overwhelming, confusing, and somehow always disappointing, then, yeah, we need to talk. By the end of this video, I'll make sure you know the 12 paint colors that will make your space look intentional, stylish, and actually livable. Let's break down what actually works and what you should probably avoid. Color matters. It's time to regain some order when it comes to colors. The situation has gotten ridiculous, and here's why. Interior design isn't just about furniture or layout. Color is one of the most important tools in your design toolbox. Color is not just aesthetic, it's emotional, and it's way more powerful than people give it credit for. According to design researchers like Kobayashi and Hatcher, color has the power to influence how a space makes you feel. It affects the atmosphere, your mood, and even how big or small your room appears. It can transform the ambience of a room, evoke emotion, and enhance your daily experience just by being on your walls. So yeah, paint isn't just paint. You don't need to be an expert to make color work for you. What you do need is a basic understanding of color theory and color psychology, and how it applies to interior design. Trust me, once you start seeing color as more than just a background choice, your entire approach will shift. And yet, a lot of guys stick to the usual: white, dull gray, or this one color every guy uses, but usually gets wrong. We're not doing that anymore. Number 1, off black. Before you even look at a paint sample, ask yourself, how do I want this room to feel? Black is bold, it's masculine, it's classic, but overuse it, and suddenly your space feels intense and suffocating instead of stylish. The trick with black is moderation. Think of it like espresso, strong in small doses. You can opt for off black, like Iron Ore by Sherwin-Williams. It's deep, dramatic, but also has warmth. Use it on a feature wall, window frame, kitchen cabinets, or trim. When paired with warm woods like walnut or oak, brass fixtures, or even earthy greens for soft edges, black can become a sharp, grounding element that elevates everything around it. Pro tip: don't go full cave mode unless you have good natural light. Balance it out with lighter flooring or a white ceiling. Pure black can feel flat, while this off black brings richness and atmosphere. Speaking of richness, there's a color making a huge comeback that feels just as bold but more unexpected. Number 2, rich browns. Welcome to the brown renaissance. Pantone's 2025 color of the year is Mocha Mousse, a warm, sensorial brown that feels luxurious and comforting. It's masculine, grounding, and has this indulgent warmth. Pair it with natural textures like linen, leather, raw woods, and suddenly your place looks like a page out of a design magazine. Browns also pair exceptionally well with deep blues and muted greens, which we'll get into soon. If you're drawn to dark, comforting vibes but want more versatility than black, brown might be your best friend. Now, what happens when we take that comfort and crank the drama up a notch? Let's dive into moody tones. Number 3, dark moody tones. Darker shades like deep navy, charcoal, and even forest green bring an elevated, intimate vibe. These colors create a cocoon effect. They make the room feel safe, intentional, and mature. If you're working with limited natural light, balance it with warm metallics, or textured fabrics like velvet or leather. Sherwin-Williams's Tricorn Black and Anonymous are perfect for this look. Combine with wooden accents, soft lighting, and cozy textures, and you've got yourself a den that commands respect. What if dark isn't your thing though? Maybe you're more chill and calm? Then the next one's for you. Number 4, calming earth tones. If your space is where you unwind after a long day, Calming colors like sage green, sky blue, and soft taupe will help. These hues mimic nature. Think sky, plants and sand. They're soothing without being boring. Try Green Smoke by Farrow & Ball or Oak Moss by Sherwin-Williams. Pair them with white trim and natural materials for a spa-like feel that still feels masculine. Not bright green, not neon. This is grown-up green. It's muted, moody, and earthy. They add character without being loud. Greens are associated with tranquility and balance, so it's great for bedrooms and workspaces. And when paired with wood elements, chef's kiss. We've gone dark. We've gone calm. But what about using color to make a statement without overwhelming your space? Let's get into the bold touches. Number 5, strategic red. Red is intense. It raises energy levels, attracts attention, and in interiors, it can either impress or overstimulate. But used sparingly, it becomes powerful. In interior design, red can trigger a variety of psychological effects. For instance, it's known to boost appetite in dining spaces and bring a sense of energy and vibrance to a room. It can also totally change the energy of the room. This ties into the unexpected red theory. The idea that a touch of red in an unexpected place instantly elevates a space. Think of it like a visual exclamation point. It doesn't need to match anything else. It works because it doesn't. Add a pop of red to your trim, a single accent wall, or even your ceiling beams. Try deep red tones like oxblood, or red and brown instead of fire truck red. You can try Bear's Color of the Year, Rumors, or Flirt Alert. These tones create contrast, draw the eye upward, and give your room a curated, intentional feel. And if a single pop of color can shift a whole vibe, imagine what happens when you commit to one color, everywhere. Number 6, color drenching. Unlike the last tip, just using a small dose of one color, this time we're immersing the entire room in a single hue, floor to ceiling. Color drenching sounds like overkill, but when done right, it's bold and refined. Stick to blue, deep green, clay, or soft gray, and play with finishes. Matty walls, satin trim, velvet throw pillows. Same color, different shades and textures. The result is immersive and effortlessly cool. Benjamin Moore, Color of the Year, Cinnamon Slate. Is perfect for color drenching a living room or for smaller spaces. This technique works especially well with neutral tones. But let's be honest, not all neutrals are created equal. Number 7, neutrals with depth. There's more to neutrals than stark white or dull grey. According to interior designer Philip Thomas, a color can become neutral depending on the colors it is mixed with. It does not necessarily need to be white. Decide on a warm or cool tone. Rich neutrals like warm taupe, creamy greige, a combination of grey and beige, or even mushroom shades add complexity to your space. Try Pointing by Farrow & Ball, a warm white with red undertones. It's soft, timeless, and avoids that sterile hospital feel some whites have. In contrast with that is Polar Ice by Benjamin Moore, a cool, crisp light blue that captures the frosty grey of glacier ice, offering a clean and refreshing tone for any room. And speaking of fresh takes, there's one area most people completely overlook when designing a room that might be begging for a makeover. Number 8, the fifth wall. Your ceiling is probably just plain white, and it's probably boring. Painting your ceiling, aka the fifth wall, adds depth and character to the room. Go dark for drama or soft for subtlety. Even a gentle grey or beige can create contrast that changes how the room feels. You can still go for white, but choose the warmer and creamier white like Benjamin Moore's White Dove. But for a more daring and delightful colour, you can try Sherwin-Williams' Sequin. If you're already considering dark moody walls or soothing earth tones, this trick ties everything together. But if you're someone who loves simplicity with a bit of texture, our next technique might be your favourite yet. Once you've mastered neutrals, you might be wondering, what's a safe way to introduce something a little more playful? Let's talk about peach and salmon. Number 9. Peach and salmon. These shades often get a bad rap, usually because people go overboard, or because there's this outdated idea these shades are for girls. But let's be real, color has no gender. When used intentionally, these tones can add depth, warmth, and character to any space, regardless of who lives there. Start small. A single accent, maybe a piece of furniture, or a section of wall behind a mirror, or even a ceramic piece on a shelf, can bring in that unexpected charm without overwhelming the room. And the surprise? These shades pair really well with earth tones like greens and browns. If you're layering your colors, this is a perfect in-between tone that adds richness and keeps things interesting. Check Smoked Salmon by Benjamin Moore and Muted Apricot by Sherwin-Williams. So, how do you layer colors without making your space look chaotic? Let's get into that next. Number 10. Layering colors. Layering color doesn't mean throwing in every color of the rainbow. Pick one hue, like green, and play with lighter and darker shades throughout your room. Forest green walls, sage cushions, mint art, all unified but visually dynamic. Just like drenching, layering builds depth and complexity by applying multiple layers of color, often with different shades or textures. This makes your design feel intentional. Even if you only like neutral tones, layering warm beiges or creamy whites still brings richness. Go and try Cavern Clay by Sherwin-Williams. Want a trick to elevate your entire room without changing the wall color? This next one's a game changer. Number 11. Bold trim. Most people paint their trims white out of habit, but your trim is actually a design opportunity. Paint it in a bold color, navy or teal, and it immediately frames your space and adds definition. Try Benjamin Moore's Hail Navy or Farrow and Ball's Vardo. This works especially well with white or neutral walls, giving your room a finished, intentional look. And if you're wondering how far you can take this idea, well, the next tip will blow your mind. Number 12. Paint like wallpaper. Sometimes color isn't just about what you paint, it's how you paint it. Geometric patterns, color blocking, or ombre effects can mimic the vibe of wallpaper without the commitment. Perfect for those who love switching things up but hate the hassle of peeling wallpaper. Modern masculine designs, they're out there. Stripes are the easiest entry point, but don't stop there. Angled shapes, layered blocks, or asymmetrical layouts can add visual interest while keeping things clean and timeless. If you want a solid base color to try this with, go for Urbane Bronze by Sherwin-Williams. A deep, moody brown-grey that plays well with peach, sage, and terracotta. And if you're still on the fence, skip the guesswork. Instead of just using paint testers, you can try peel and stick samples made with real paint, Samplers and Sherwin-Williams offers them, and they're a game changer for testing colors right in your space without the mess. Consider wall orientation as well. Your space should reflect you, not just the safe choices you were told to make. So, experiment, be intentional, and remember, even small shifts in color can have a massive impact. Paint isn't just background, it's the soul of the room, and when used right, it tells people exactly who lives there. If you found the right color for you from this list, let me know in the comments. You're going to love what's coming next.